Shaykh Uthman and Sneako had a long discussion about Islam and Christianity, and they presented clear-cut contradictions in the Bible. So let's watch the clips and come back.
Alright, so, read for me.
Okay.
Highlighted in blue. This is one of the ones we see.
This is, what chapter?
This is 2 Kings, and then the chapter here is, can you read that?
2 Kings chapter 8. Verse 26. Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem.
No, I want you to continue because it also mentions more about him.
His mother's name was Athaliah, the granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Okay, so the reason I told you to continue is many Christians will say, oh, it's a different person. But I want you to remember the mother and the grandfather.
Okay.
Same Bible, except now we're in 2 Chronicles 22:2.
22 verse 2. Ahaziah was 42 years old when he became king, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah, the granddaughter of Omri. So same, 22 or 42?
That is a contradiction.
And this is only a couple pages ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's same Bible, same King James.
How did they get the... That's a pretty major error.
It is.
This is one of the most famous contradictions in the Bible. Ahaziah was supposed to be a king of Judah, and the Bible gives him two different ages in two different places, which is a clear contradiction and a mistake in the Bible. 2 Kings 8 verse 26. According to the King James Bible, Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah, the granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel. 2 Chronicles 22 verse 2. According to the King James Bible, Ahaziah was 42 years old when he became king, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah, the granddaughter of Omri. So according to the King James version of the Bible, Ahaziah was 22 and 42 years old at the same time when he became king. How is this even possible? Clear-cut contradiction. Some Christians try to answer this contradiction by claiming that it talks about two different times and that Ahaziah ruled two separate times. The first time when he was 22 years old and the second time when he was 42 years old. Well, sadly for them, the Bible is based on manuscripts, and other manuscripts of the 2 Chronicles book have 22 instead of 42. For example, the Masoretic text mentions that Ahaziah was 22 years old in both verses, and that's why if you read other versions of the Bible, like the New International Version of the Bible, it mentions Ahaziah being 22 years old in both verses. 2 Kings 8 verse 26 according to the New International Version. Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 1 year. His mother's name was Athaliah, a granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel. 2 Chronicles 22 verse 2 according to the New International Version. Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 1 year. His mother's name was Athaliah, a granddaughter of Omri. And let's take this opportunity to respond to God Logic Apologetics and refute his answer to this same contradiction when he met Shaykh Uthman and Sneako giving da'wah.
The answer that I gave you, that in one particular context, he rules once when he's 22, and the other one he rules later when he's 42, is that a contradiction?
Well, it is a contradiction because if we read the Bible correctly, we understand that the father of Ahaziah was the king before him. To make it really sink in and to prove that it is a contradiction once and for all, in 2 Chronicles 22 verse 2, it says that Ahaziah was 42 years old when he ruled. But if we go just 2 verses back, we have the father of Ahaziah being 40 years old when he died, and Ahaziah became king immediately after him. So how could Ahaziah be 42 years old when he became king, when his father died when he was 40 years old? Please help us understand in the comment section. 2 Chronicles 21 verse 20. Jehoram was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years. He passed away to no one's regret, and was buried in the city of David, but not in the tombs of the kings. Jehoram was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned for 8 years and passed away. So quick math, 32 plus 8 equal 40 years old. 2 Chronicles 22 verse 1. The people of Jerusalem made Ahaziah, Jehoram's youngest son, king in his place. So you want us to believe that Ahaziah became king at 42 years old when his father was 40 years old. Is this really what you believe? Alhamdulillah, I believe I proved that this is a clear contradiction in the Bible without a shadow of a doubt. Many people were asking me to respond to this guy from God Logic Apologetics. Well, I just did and showed how easy it is to do so. You can ask him next time. How can Ahaziah be 2 years older than his father when his father passed away?
That's true.
Please, I invite you to watch the discussion between Shaykh Uthman and Sneako. I leave the link for you in the description below. Shaykh Uthman, may Allah preserve him, did an amazing job in highlighting the inconsistencies of the Bible with proofs and evidences, and by quoting Christian scholarship and not Muslims. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can also watch my response to an ex-Christian claiming he found 5 errors in the Quran. And don't forget to subscribe for daily uploads. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.